Hello everybody and welcome back to Perfect English with me, Alex. Hope you're all okay and staying safe in the pandemic across the world at the moment, but I have another video for you this week. In this week's video, I'm going to teach you how to use some prepositions of location, prepositions of place, where something is. And I'm going to go through 3 prepositions: in, on, and at. And I have already done a similar video on using these words with time. And if you want to watch that, you can click the link here and watch it now. But otherwise, let's get into prepositions of location, talking about where things are. If you like this video, head down, leave a like on the video, subscribe to my channel, hit the bell to be notified of a new video every single week, share my channel with your friends, and hang around until the end. There will be some example questions and some homework for you to practice with. Homework that if you leave a comment on the video with, I will check for you and respond to you. So let's go, let's get into it, starting with using in. So when we talk about using in as a preposition of location, we are generally talking about an enclosed space. The easiest way to think of this is think of a place or a space, and if it has walls or something around the edge that tell you where this space begins or ends, it is an enclosed space. So if it has walls or something that tell you where it begins or ends. So some common examples of these kind of enclosed spaces could be the garden. I am in the garden. And the garden is an enclosed space because it has clear walls or fences around the edge. And if you are within that area, you are in it. You are in the garden if you are standing inside those walls. And another example could be a car. I am in the car. This is another enclosed space. If you think of a car, it has doors around the edge which act as the wall or the border that show where this space begins and ends. There are walls to the outside world. And because of that, you are in an enclosed space. So we use in. I am in the car. A third example could be my money is in my wallet, which is in my pocket. We have 2 enclosed spaces in this sentence. So my money is in my wallet, the enclosed space that's in my wallet. And my pocket is also an enclosed space because it has a clear border that shows where my pocket begins and ends. So if I put something in my pocket, we use the word in. So all of these different examples of enclosed spaces show something that has real walls or imaginary walls or borders that separate it from the rest of the world. And anytime something is within that, we use in. Some other examples of enclosed spaces could be in a box, in the sky. There is no limit on how big these enclosed spaces can be. In a building, in the kitchen, in bed, in a stadium. They are all enclosed spaces. In is also used to talk about geographical places, places in the world. Now these are enclosed spaces because they have borders or walls, imaginary walls, but I just wanted to go through some examples with you because they are slightly different. So in can be used with locations across the world, like countries. I was born in England. Cities. I was in Manchester last week. And even continents. My brother lives in Asia. So we can use it with countries, cities, or continents. One thing I just want to say quickly, we don't use in when talking about places we want to go. Often students will say to me, I want to be in England. This is not right. In this example, you want to go to England. So remember, in English, we can't want to be in somewhere, we want to go somewhere. This is something a lot of people say to me, but remember the structure, I want to go to, not I want to be in. And it's not just continents, countries, cities that we use in to talk about. We use it to talk about pretty much all of the geographical places in the world. So some other examples could be in the forest, in the desert, in space, in the mountains, and even in the ocean. So anything like that we need to use in. Remember, if you're enjoying this video, head down, leave a like, subscribe to my channel. But let's move on to preposition number 2. Let's take a look at how to use on. So how do we use on when talking about location? On is mainly used when talking about something that is touching the top of a surface. So it is on the top of a surface. We could use it to talk about a wall. I need to hang my picture on the wall. So the flat surface here is a wall, and the thing that's going to be touching it is the picture. The picture is on the wall. And like I said, we can use a table. My drink is on the table. The table is a flat surface. We are putting the drink on top of the table. And we can also talk about flat surfaces like the floor or the carpet. Oh no, I spilled my coffee on the carpet. I spilled my coffee on the floor. Now there is coffee on the floor. It is touching the flat surface, that's the floor. And there are so many different surfaces we can talk about. So many surfaces we can use on with. Here are a few more examples for you. On the road, on the floor, on my head, on the menu, on some paper. All surfaces that we are going to attach something to or put something on. It's going to be touching the surface. And a second use of on, a very, very important use, we use it with public transport. We use it with things like planes, trains, buses, public transport. I am going on a plane tomorrow. I will go on the bus later. When I was younger, I went to France on a boat. So all these different kinds of public transport we use on. On the bus, on a boat, on a plane. So with most methods of transport we use on, but remember from the first part, we don't say on the car, we say in the car. In the car, but on most other forms of transport. And a third use of on is to talk about specific things. So specific things like planets, islands, or mountains. Anything like that where we are being specific. I live on Earth. He was stuck on an island for 3 years. She spent 3 weeks on Mount Everest. So when we are being specific about the place that someone was, then we use on. That's it for on. Now let's take a look at preposition number 3, So the most common use for the word at when talking about location is to talk about a specific place. A place that can be found and identified on a map. I think this is the easiest way to look at it. If you can find this place on a map, then use at. So this means workplaces, schools, public places, anything you can pinpoint on a map, you probably need to use at. So some examples of specific places. I'm at home. My home is specific to me. I'm at home. She's at the cinema. Again, the cinema is a specific place. It can be found on a map. My mum is at work. Again, this is a specific place, not in work, at work. And some other examples of when to use at, some other specific places. At the post office. At my wedding. At the party. At 10 Main Street. We also use at when talking about addresses. I live at 10 Main Street. So now you know the different ways to use these three prepositions. I just want to quickly run through some common mistakes that people make so you know not to make them. So a lot of my students will say things like, I'm in the home, I'm in my home. This is not what we say in English. The home is a specific place. We need to say at home. Where is your wife? Oh, she's at home. So not in home, not in the home, at home. And likewise with school. A lot of my students say she's in the school. But no, we need to use at. She's at school. Where is your daughter today? She's at school. And the third common mistake I want to go through, you don't need to use in or on or at when you use the word inside or outside. Some of my students will say to me, she is in the inside. You don't need to say in the inside because we know inside already has in. So all you need to say is, where is the dog? It's outside. It's inside. No need to say anything extra with those two words. And if you haven't already, guys, head down, leave a like, subscribe. And if you want to test your English for free, last week I released an English quiz, 40 questions to test your English skills. If you want to do this test, then you can click the link here and do it for free. Head over to the quiz and test your English. So now you know how to use them and some common mistakes to avoid. I'm going to test you on using in, on and at when talking about location. So I'm going to put a sentence here with one word missing. You need to tell me if it's in, on or at. Let's go with question one. Question number one. I was the beach for 5 hours yesterday. I was the beach for 5 hours yesterday. Which word in, on or at can go in this sentence? Have a think which word goes in this sentence. Well done if you said at, because we are talking about a specific place, the beach. We need to say at the beach. How about question number two? I left my phone, my desk when I left work. Oh, I left my phone, my desk when I left work. Which word goes in this sentence? On, in or at? Take a few seconds. Have a think which word goes here. Well done to everybody who said on. We are talking about a flat surface. The desk is a flat surface and my phone is touching it. My phone is on the desk. I left my phone on my desk when I left work. And question number 3. I have been working my mum's garden all day. I have been working my mum's garden all day. Which word goes in this sentence? Is it in, on, or at? I will give you a few seconds to think about this sentence. And the garden is an enclosed space, so well done if you said in. I have been working in my mum's garden all day. It's an enclosed space. It has walls around the edge, so we use in. And question number 4, this one is hard because it has all 3 in the sentence. So where do we put in, where do we put on, and where do we put at? Here it is. I live the 8th floor, 63 Main Street, London. Wow, it's a confusing sentence, lots of prepositions in there, but which word goes where? One in, one at, one on. Can you fill it in for me? Take a few seconds to think. It's a hard question. Which words go where? So the correct sentence would read, I live on the 8th floor at 63 Main Street in London. 3 different prepositions there, all being used in different ways. So I live on the 8th floor. The 8th floor is a flat surface. I live on it. At 63 Main Street, it's a specific location. At 63 Main Street. And in London. London is an enclosed space. It has a clear border around the edge. And when talking about enclosed spaces, we use in. So now it's time for your homework for this week. I want you guys to head down to the comments and leave one comment on the video, one sentence using in, on, or at. You can use any 3 of these words, but make one sentence using one of these words. Leave it on the video as a comment. I will respond to you, tell you if it's okay or any changes you need to make. But that is your homework, guys. Head down and leave a comment on the video using in, on, or at. And your second piece of homework is to share this with 3 friends. Pass this video on to your friends and also to take the quiz. Thank you all so much. And remember, of course, if you liked this video, head down to the bottom, leave a like on the video, do the homework and leave a comment on the video, share everything with your friends, check me out on Facebook and Instagram, head over to my profiles now at Perfect English Alex, and of course, stay safe during the current pandemic. And if you want to do the quiz, there will be a link to the quiz at the end of the video and in the description. So go and do the quiz, share your score with your friends, see who can get the best score. But that is it for this week, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next week. Thank you all so much. Bye bye.